Good afternoon, one and all present here. I, Dr. Utsav Krishna Murari, on behalf of IIC Jagannath International Management School, Vasant Kunj, would like to welcome our guest, Mr. Tejinder Meena. Sir, we are fortunate to have Mr. Tejinder Meena with us, who will be enlightening us on the topic intellectual property rights and IP management for the developing first startup. Mr. Tejinder Meena graduated from Gujarat National Law University, Gandhinagar, with BA LLB honors in the year 2011. He did his post-graduation in criminology, penology, and comparative criminal law in the year 2015 from Jaipur National University with a gold medal. In the year 2016, he got JRF from UGC in the field of law, and again in 2017 selected for JRF in the subject of criminology. He did his doctorate in law from Jodhpur National Law University, Jodhpur. He has published more than dozens of research papers in national and international journal of repute and also published one book on criminology. He has also participated in the participated and also presented number of seminar and conferences. He is having a vast knowledge of research in the field of law. Presently, he is working as an assistant professor at Rajasthan University in the Department of Law. Well, before heading towards the getting bored with the session, I just want to inform you one and all to all present here that we are organizing these kind of workshop session under IIC. I just want to give you a brief introduction about the IIC. IIC was established in 21st November 2018 at JIMS Vasant Kunj as per the norms and directive of Ministry of Human Resource Development Innovative Cell. The Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India has established MIC at AICTE with a purpose to systematically foster the culture of innovation in all higher education institutions and to nurture the young student by exposing them to the new idea and process, resulting in innovative activities in their informative year fostered through network of innovation clubs in higher educational institutions. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Tejinder Meena to enlighten us with his knowledge and experience on intellectual property right and IP management for the development of our startup. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Utsav sir. That is being a very great pleasure here to discuss some of the aspects of the intellectual property rights with respect to business attitude and specifically focusing on startup ideas. So I would like to have slides to be added. So could you able me for share screen, because I guess host disabled my screens.
You can share your screen, sir.
Wait a minute. So I want to add my PPT, and I'm not a very technocrat person. So could anybody help me in adding my PPT? How to add?
You can present the share screen, sir. At the downside, that's share screen. Share screen. You can share a screen, sir.
Anything?
Yeah. Come to you can go with the yes.
So,
yes. Yeah. It's
now
visible.
screen, everybody is visible.
Yeah. The screen is visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Your PPT. Yes.
Okay. Let's start with intellectual property rights. What is intellectual property rights? Because It's my honest submission that I'm not very expert in intellectual property rights, but yes, some of the places I have been gone through, and I have delivering lectures on intellectual property rights uh, at CDTI, that is Central Detective Institute of Training, Police Academy, and the Institution for Police Personnel and Training Institution at Jaipur. So these are two places where I am used to, or I am delivering some of the lecture of IPR. So I'm not specialized, but yes, this is one of my favorite area of the law. So I just enjoy the IPR, intellectual property rights, as in. So yes, as I can see, there are almost 30 students has joined this class, or we cannot say this class. It's a, like interaction for some kind of interaction. So let me know first the general background of the students, or from which subjects or from which expert areas they belongs. First, let me know about that. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. They are from the Bachelor in Business Administration and Bachelor in Computer Science. The BCA students and BBA students, they have joined.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yes,
That's nice.
yes, yes.
So I will broadly classify into two category. One is business management, and other is those who belongs to computer experts kind of thing. BCA,
Yes.
Bachelor in Computer Applications. So yes, so I would like to ask to any of the student who could tell me, or who could have any idea related to computers, जो उनको लगता है कि yes, this could be a very great idea, और आई कैन एनहांस, मैं इसमें स्टार्टअप इसमें स्टार्ट कर सकता हूँ, या फिर आई कुड गो फॉर फर्दर, एनीवन, एनी स्टूडेंट, और फ्रॉम बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट आल्सो students, or from BCA students also, anyone who have any idea who can share with me right now, so we can, we can more elaborately add something, how you could add IPR in your ideas. Anyone, if anyone has any idea? If everybody is listening, any idea related to computer, Bachelor of Computer Applications, like software patent, patentability, he made some kind of patent, मतलब सब kind of application जिसको patent होना चाहिए, C++, Java, or numerous things I don't know about. I'm not very expert in Bachelor of Computer Application, but yes, anyone who can speaks related to any idea, who wanted to enhance that idea, so I would like to help in, through intellectual property rights. Yes, anyone want to speak?
See, if anybody is having any sort of practical idea that they want to know,
Yes,
register
yes.
themselves in terms of no, law.
Because from here we will help you from computer application and IPR, any kind of ideas. So we could build, or we could start in different way. I'm just interacting with your students. It's not just a unilateral dialogues. Bilateral is very important in this uh, interactions. Okay, nobody have, maybe nobody have some kind of idea, or maybe somebody have, but he shy in not to disclose, or not is not telling. It's okay, I leave up to you. But yes, so now I could start with intellectual property rights. I could start my slides. The session will be brief, like it will be very brief, or I will give you gist and the total ideas. How could IPR, intellectual property rights, as a law subject, which is very famous and which is very prevalent nowadays, can help you in creating some kind of ideas, and how to administrate that business ideas in future, if you have any, if you have any. Okay, so so basically I would like to enumerate what is intellectual property rights, explain what is intellectual property rights, and yes, anyone? So intellectual property rights and how to manage that. You are going to start some kind of startup, और आपके पास अगर कोई idea और आप startup करना चाहते हो in future, so I would love to add this kind of stuff. So basically, what is intellectual property rights? Anybody knows which country is having highest patent in the world? Anyone? Highest patent in the world? I will tell you. I will tell you, no problem. China has almost 16 lakh patent as a country. Second is USA, that is 6 lakh patent. But when I tell you what is the situation of India, what is the status of India, it's like 56,000 patent till death. So the difference in the gaps is very high. But I will let you know the what is the benefit, what is the, what is the main crux that an intellectual property right can do. An intellectual property rights in present situation in a technocratic countries, or in a present 21st century, where data and technologies is most advancing day by day, IPR will become the most important tool and most powerful tool for any country to be developed. How? I will tell you that how intellectual property rights could be a boom to any economy or any country, or how intellectual property rights could help to raise a country from developing country to even a developed country. Because 21st century is a data century, age of information, and now this intellectual property rights will become, because right now IPRs are considered to be at a nuisance stage, starting stage pay. But now it's the prevalent of IPR, intellectual property rights are so prevalent. And what are the benefits, I will let you know in the lecture gradually. So yes, I was telling the countries which have the most patent, that is China, that is almost 16 lakh patent. India, in comparison to India, it's just only 56,000 patents. So patent, it's intellectual property rights is just not related to patent. IPR is a whole group in which different patents, sorry, different intellectual property rights do exist, and what kind of different IPRs are there. Patent is one of the part of intellectual property rights. So first, China, as everybody knows, that growing at a rapid and very good pace because of the technology and their innovations, ideas, new things, small things, but their innovation ideas. And now we can see the GDP, the growth of the China, the country is moving toward very rapid pace because of this kind of, because of these kind of factors. So yes, China is the highest patent holding country. But yes, if you talk about related to companies which do have the highest patent, which includes, first is IBM. IBM includes 8,088 patents on their name. The same goes with the Samsung, second most patent companies. Third is Canon, which manufacture generally cameras and this kind of equipments. Next is Qualcomm, Google, Intel, LG, Microsoft Technology, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited, Sony, and Apple. See, all these
बहुत सारे
countries.
बच्चे भी हैं
कोई और ना नहीं हो सकते, दोनों का सेम पेटेंट।
Pardon?
Please mute yourself. Please.
Hello.
Sir,
Please
you can
mute
continue.
your microphones. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. So we can see that how IPR, intellectual property rights, specifically in the companies and startups and new age companies, why and how patents, which is just a form of intellectual property rights, can help to rise that company from a small cap to a unicorn to multi unicorn to a multi-billion dollar company. as we can say Apple, Tesla, these kind of companies have most of the patents, and that's why they are rising like sky rockets. Why? Because of the patents, and that is one of the form of intellectual property rights. So these were, that was the power, and that was the uh, the things which I wanted to convey, that how intellectual property right can help in company to grow from dabrish to a multi-billion dollar companies. Okay, but I'm just saying, but that is very complex issue. It involves a different steps, a lot of steps, a lot of research and development funds, and a lot of things which is includes. But yes, i'm just I'm just enumerating the byproduct, that how could intellectual property right can raise a company. So just a little joke, or just wanted to convey that don't underestimate the power of IPRs. Why IPRs? So intellectual property rights is very important. Why? Because आप पिक्चर में क्या देख रहे हो प्रेजेंट में? व्हाट इज दिस पिक्चर शोज? एनीवन? दिस पिक्चर, this picture is of Tata Nano. So basically intellectual property rights में अगर हम बात करें कि क्या आपको एक प्रोडक्ट या एक इनोवेशन पे क्या एक ही आईपीआर मिल सकता है? नो, आपको एक प्रोडक्ट एक इनोवेशन पे एक से ज्यादा आईपीआर मिल सकता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, ओके, अगर आप एक टाटा नैनो देख रहे हो और इसकी आपको बॉडी या डिजाइन पसंद आ रही है, so this design could be also protected by intellectual property rights. That is through Design Act of India. इसकी यूनिक डिजाइन है, तो इस डिजाइन को हम आईपीआर के थ्रू प्रोटेक्ट करा सकते हैं. और प्रोटेक्ट कराने के क्या फायदे, आईपीआर मिलने के क्या फायदे हैं, वो वी विल टेल यू एट द लास्ट. So I'm extremely very sorry. I should have asked you that whether I should be in English or Hindi or in bilingual first. I'm very sorry to. I should have asked you first.
Sir, you can use both the language, bilingual, not an issue.
Okay. No problem. So see the design. See, this is the only just a single product. So that's why the design, if it is very unique, it could be protected by intellectual property rights. If the engine is that much of efficient, और इंजन अगर आपका कोई बहुत बेहतरीन और बहुत अच्छा बना रखा है नैनो का, जिसमें कुछ नई चीज इनोवेशन डाला है, तो उसमें आप पेटेंट करवा सकते हो इंजन में. ओके, सी ये टाटा का लोगो देख रहे हो आप. इफ you are pointing this Tata logo, that could be also a trademark, because trademark आप कोई सी भी चीज देख के पहचान जाते हो कि वो किस कंपनी का है. So that could be a trademark, and that is also one kind of intellectual property rights. So before going, this was just an introductory things which I wanted to convey, that intellectual property rights, all intellectual property rights are connected to each other, and different IPRs have different values and they are connected to each other. So if you make any single product, yes, definitely it could be patentable, it could be copyrighted, it could be protected in Design Act, it could be protected under trade secrets also. So there are different kind of intellectual property rights. So just I assume that if you belongs, all the student belongs to BCA and management, so I should give some of the brief introduction about intellectual property rights, and then I will move toward management and what are the schemes through which government of India provides startups, helps, and how could you start a startup and what could be the innovative ideas. So basically if we talk about intellectual property rights क्या होता है बेसिकली, हिंदी में अगर हम बोले या समझे उसको, तो intellectual property is a property which relates to your intellect, means it is just a creation of your mind. a thing which was never thought of, and now you are thinking differently. And if you wanted to have if you have a genuine idea, a different idea, a very good idea, then उस आइडिया को आप प्रोटेक्ट करा सकते हो, उसी को सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म में इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स बोल सकते हैं. सो इन सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म IPRR refers to creation of mind. Creation of minds means, आप, मैं एक एग्जांपल देना चाहता हूं. I would like to give example. Suppose ये just a plain mobile. It's just a plain mobile, but शायद आप में से कोई मेधावी छात्र या वेरी इंटेलिजेंट स्टूडेंट ऑफ कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशन, उसने कुछ ऐसा एप्लीकेशन बनाया या ऐसा कोई हार्डवेयर बनाया जिससे मोबाइल से 3D निकलता है, और उससे जब व्हेन यू टॉक यू कैन टॉक इन 3D. दैट इज न्यू आइडिया, दैट इज an innovation. So if you have that idea, you can patent that particular idea. So a mobile, a watch, any kind of new technology you can patent. So because aapne, because it's a creation of your mind, आपने applied किया, आपका mind, आपने अपनी energy use किए, बहुत सारा आपने पैसा use किया है, application बनाया, software बनाया, फिर develop कराया, then आप उसको IPR के द्वारा ये बता सकते हो कि this is my product, this is my product, this belongs to me, that is X, and if anybody other wants to use that, the other person has to take the permission from me, or he has to give some fraction of money if he is using that. So that is one of the benefit of intellectual property rights. So that refers to creation of mind, and as a collective term, IPR includes different IP rights, different intellectual property rights, which may include first patent. First is patent, second is copyright, third is trademarks, fourth is industrial design, fifth is production of IC layout designs, sixth is geographical indications, seventh is production of plant varieties and farmer rights. So if you includes, you can delete production of IC layouts and production of plant varieties and farmers, because mainly intellectual property rights includes patent, copyrights, trademarks, industrial design, and GI, that is geographical indications. So these are different intellectual property rights. Let's discuss one by one very briefly that what kind of different IPRs are there. So you would have a basic idea, because why it is important to get a basic idea? Because if you are creating something, if you are innovating something, if you are आप अगर कोई प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो या आप कोई इनोवेशन या इन्वेंट कर रहे हो कोई प्रोडक्ट को, तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि in which heading of intellectual property rights I should go for first for that, because that is the very basic things. Otherwise you won't get the benefit of intellectual property rights, IPR. And believe me, IPR, if you have IPR, intellectual property rights of any of your product, in future you will have almost monopoly on your product. Monopoly, and monopoly means you have unlimited funds, unlimited if it's a successful idea. Next. So intellectual property rights could be divided into basically patents, designs, trademarks, copyright, and geographical indications. Why copyrights and industrial designs, industrial IPR are separate in heading? Because intellectual property rights are two kinds. One is personal intellectual property rights, and other is non-personal, or you could say it is available for everyone. So patent, design, trademark, and geographical indications relates to public IPR, public intellectual property rights, and copyrights is related to personal intellectual property rights. Let's see what is that meaning. But yes, first, what do you mean by intellectual property? Because intellectual property is very important. You have to define first intellectual property, because if you couldn't able to define intellectual property rights, you could not go for the filing of IPRs. So intellectual property rights basically means the creation of minds. It could be artistic work, it could be artistic work. For example, you may make a very good painting. For example, Leonardo DiCaprio made uh, Mona Lisa painting, or we could say Makbul Fida Hussain, he has made some good artistic work. So over here he won't go for design or patents or trademarks. No, he will go for copyright. Symbols, if you have made a symbol, for example, if you have made beautiful symbol, because आप देख सकते हो nowadays, very simple example, महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा कंपनी का आजकल लोगो चेंज हो गया है. पहले महिंद्रा का लोगो अलग था, अब उसका चेंज हो गया है. Same goes with the Tata company also. So if you have made some kind of symbols, or you could make any symbols, अगर आपने कोई नया सिंबल बनाया या फिर आपने कोई प्रॉपर्टी एक्वायर की है, फॉर एग्जांपल इन पीरियोडिक टेबल. So if you are creating a new symbol, for example alpha, beta, gamma, or some kind of next symbol, so if you have made that symbol, you can go for that symbol to be protected by intellectual property rights. In all the IPRs, intellectual property rights, invention is the must. Invention is the must. So I would love to ask one question to all the students. What is the difference between invention and discovery? Anyone? Manya Patak, Shreya, any student? What is the difference between invention and discovery? Innovation and discovery. No problem. Just for funny, innovation is not a channel, but discovery is a channel. Leave it. It is just a joke. But yes, the basic difference in the eyes of law, innovation, if you invent something which wasn't exist already, is innovation, and discovery, which was already present in the our human atmosphere, and you have just discovered something. So that is the basic difference between innovation and discovery. So that's why if you discover something, you won't be protected by intellectual property right. But in the case of innovations, you will be protected by intellectual property right. For example, see this goggle. Suppose this goggle is equipped where यहाँ पे एक मशीन है और यहाँ पे ईयरफोन्स लगे हुए हैं, जो अगर आप चश्मा लगाते हो तो दिस जो ये हिस्सा है वो आपको म्यूजिक सुनाता है, बोन्स को पेनिट्रेट करके, not physically, but yes, there are vibrations through which you can listen the music. That could be a new idea. And that is innovation, that is not discovery. So that is the basic difference between discovery and innovation. So yes, the first important aspects of intellectual property rights is patent. So what is patent? Patent is basically an intellectual property right. As I have told you that patent is one of the part of IPR, which is related to inventions, and is grant for exclusive right for a limited period. So if you invent something, I have told you example is the same. For example, अगर इस मोबाइल से आपने 3D प्रोजेक्शन क्रिएट कर दिया, 3D प्रोजेक्शन क्रिएट किया, एंड आप बात कर रहे हो while some 3D projected human is talking to you, that is a new invention. I guess everybody must have watched Marvel movies. I'm big fan of Marvel movies. I do watch, yeah, because it helps me in thinking new ideas. So you must have heard about Tony Stark. So he have a very beautiful ideas, 3D प्रोजेक्शन, हिज आर्मर शूट्स, नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी और बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजीज, अ लॉट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी हैज बीन शोन दैट. सो यस, वो अब फ्यूचर बता रहे हैं, क्या पता वो प्रेजेंट बता रहे हैं, क्या पता इन फ्यूचर दैट माइट बी पॉसिबल, that might be possible. Yes, definitely I'm sticking to this particular thing, that might be possible because yes, ड्रोन को हमारी मूवीज ने फर्स्ट 1880 में बनाया, बताया था, फर्स्ट 1880 में, आज से 40-42 साल पहले. और ड्रोन्स अब एग्जिस्ट होने लग गए हैं, असलियत में एग्जिस्ट होने वाले हैं. सो दैट टुडे दैट माइट बी मिथ्स दैट कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू रियलिटी इन द फ्यूचर. यस, अगर वो फ्यूचर में कन्वर्ट हो सकते हैं तो पेटेंटेबिलिटी एंड इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स विल बी योर बिगेस्ट वेपन. सो यस, it is a exclusive right to whom? It is inventors exclusive rights because innovation जो किया है वो inventor ने किया है for a limited period provided by the government to a patentee. So see, what do you mean by why government? अब government इसमें interfere क्यों करती है किसी भी पेटेंट में? उसका रीजन बहुत सिंपल है. The reason is very simple. Suppose example, ये मोबाइल में मैंने 3D टेक्नोलॉजी इन्वेंट की है, तो मैं क्या सिर्फ अपने पर्टिकुलर खुद के यूज के लिए ही थोड़ी ना यूज करूंगा इसको. I should get benefited from this technology. Why? Because मैंने इसमें इन्वेंशन किया है, उसमें मैंने अपना पैसा लगाया है, श्रम लगाया है. I have done a lot of hard work, and due to that I have created this 3D technology. So what will I do? I will give this right to government, and government will disseminate, make it public to companies. Company will manufacture more this kind of 3D, and वो उनसे पैसा कमाएगी. They will earn a lot of huge money, and you will get what you will get as an inventor, a small portion of that invention, this 3D technology. You will get a small portion. But if you didn't do your IPR, if you didn't file your patent, even you have made this 3D technology, someone else will copy, and you will get nothing. That's why intellectual property rights is a commercial rights, and it is very, 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 very important. Okay, so the government will sell these rights to companies, and company will manufacture in multiplication. They will earn money, and that particular portion will be divided to you. That is the particular patent. So patent for whom? Patent for whom? Patent is granted for innovation. Innovation means thereby, suppose अगर आपने इस मोबाइल में आपने बैटरी लगाई है, और इस मोबाइल में ऑलरेडी बैटरी थी, और आपने बैटरी का नया कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं लगाया, और आपने एक बड़ी बैटरी लगा दी इसमें. दैट इज नॉट इन्वेंशन बिकॉज बैटरी वाज ऑलरेडी देयर. दिस इज नॉट इन्वेंशन बिकॉज बैटरी वाज ऑलरेडी existed. You have to invent a new thing. For example, Tesla cars के पास आज Tesla cars have the market cap of $1 trillion. It means हमारे पास, इंडिया के पास जो forex रिजर्व है उससे भी ज्यादा उसके पास पैसा है. इट्स मीन why? Because of the patentability and grant of patent. उनके जो सेल्स मैन्युफैक्चर लिथियम आयन टेक्नोलॉजी है वो एडवांस है, ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम उनका एडवांस है, उनका जीपीएस सिस्टम एडवांस है, वो सिर्फ टेस्ला कार्स के पास है. आज अगर मैं इसमें बैटरी लगा दूं तो दैट इज नॉट इन्वेंशन. बट यस, अगर मैं इसमें 3D टेक्नोलॉजी का इन्वेंट करूं, दैट विल बी इन्वेंशन. सो अ पेटेंट इज ओनली ग्रांटेड फॉर इन्वेंशन. सो बट यस, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इन्वेंशन? इन्वेंशन का मतलब क्या है? तो इन्वेंशन मीन्स अ प्रोडक्ट और प्रोसेस विच इज न्यू. बैटरी लगाओगे, दैट इज नॉट न्यू बट नोवल एंड न्यू आइडिया. अगर 3D टेक्नोलॉजी इसमें से आई, दैट इज न्यू आइडिया. इसमें प्रोजेक्टर लगा के मूवीज शो करने लग गया, दैट इज ऑल्सो वन न्यू आइडिया. इफ यू कुड पेटेंट दैट. उस न्यू आइडिया में यू मस्ट हैव इन्वॉल्विंग इन्वेंटिव स्टेप्स। आप ऐसे नहीं कि कोई भी इनोवेशन करने के बाद 2 इनोवेशन को मिक्स करके आपने तीसरा बना दिया, नो, मिक्सचर नहीं चलेगा। इट शुड बी अ टोटली रिलायबल एंड टोटली इंडिपेंडेंट एंड न्यू इन्वेंशन, टोटली न्यू इन्वेंशन। थर्ड, अगर उस इन्वेंशन की यूटिलिटी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यूटिलिटी होनी चाहिए, यूटिलिटी होनी चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल 3D की यूटिलिटी यू कैन टॉक बाय 3D और 4D, आई डोंट नो अबाउट 3D एंड 4D कॉन्सेप्ट, बट यस 3D में आप बात कर सकते हो। अगर उसकी 3D की कोई यूटिलिटी नहीं है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू हैव क्रिएटेड द 3D मॉडल एंड इट डज नॉट टॉक, it does not represent anything, it does not show anything, that is you don't have utility, and the patent only be granted if you have that utility, if your invention have utility. And last but not the least, industrial application, industrial application। अगर ये आपने पर्सनल यूज के लिए बनाया 3D टेक्नोलॉजी और दिस गॉगल टू लिसन म्यूजिक by this hands through this bones vibration, so that won't be for your personal purpose, that won't be a criteria for patent, it must be have your an idea or innovation or a product which must have industrial application, means thereby इसको मल्टीप्लाई किया जा सकता है, मल्टीप्लाई करके इसको बेचा जा सकता है, बेचा जा करके मतलब विकास, यू कैन हैव द इनकमिंग ऑफ मनी फ्लो, बिकॉज सपोज इंडिया में ही ये टेक्नोलॉजी आई और मोबाइल से आप 3D में बात कर सकते हो, तो टेक्नोलॉजी कोई